Yet another day without much of volatility. We are still here in this phase around $1.45 trillion in the crypto market. But how many of us really understand the fact that something big is changing in front of us? If you are looking at the on-chain data, if you are looking at what's happening on the market sentiment side, sentiment actually gave you this idea of something big is coming in. Something is changing in front of us. What can this lead towards? Say dollar gapped down and opens that candle. That's not a good look for the dollar side of things. And if you actually understand this very well, this is happening in front of us. All of this is happening in front of us. One by one, when you go through this, you kind of get an idea. There is something coming in. Financial side of the world is going through something big. They're talking about a financial contagion. And HSBC is kind of putting that into 6.3 billion hit. That's just one institution. So a reset, a global reset is coming in, and you are kind of getting that wordings kind of getting attached with XRP, XLM, gold, silver, all of them. But is it just hype? Is it going to be the reality, which we are going to watch soon? Welcome to the scientific investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world, where we go through all of this, breaking things down into different perspectives so you know what's happening in the market. If the market shows you something, you know that. I'm watching that and I'm posting that for you guys here so that you don't miss anything. We are 750 plus members right now. So I'll actually like to highlight something. For those who are smashing that like button there, thanks a lot. Like, I'm just comparing 3,300 views in this particular video and we got 480 likes. That's a great thing in itself. Now, the next video is 3,200 views and 520 likes. So anyone and everyone who's smashing that like button, hats off. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, let's look at what's happening in the market. Now, one of the things which we have to keep in mind is, okay, if you are not making money in the market or if you are losing money in the market, then you have a question. What can I do which is a little bit different than what I was doing before so I can start making money? The primary thing comes in as what? Patience. 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 Now, yes, they are taking you to the US stocks, to the S&P 500. So you kind of have that idea of it's about the stock market, but general investing sentiment, it kind of works. So in crypto, this is more cyclical. And that's one of the reasons why you are in the right place. As of now, if you look at this 27th November, crypto is watching a huge inflow of money since 2021. Remember, for a lot of you guys who went through the one-on-one session with me recently in the last couple of months, I've already told this. Like, I think something big is happening. We're watching the on-chain data showing us. Like, if you go into you go into Binance, you go into a different exchange, you look at the order flow, and you're like, whoa, that's an aggressive market for buyers. You're looking at various different assets, and you're looking at the order flow, and you're like, whoa, that looks hot for that market, right? And this is now kind of showing you maybe it's about the ETF expectation, but this is happening. So what should you do to make money? One of the primary steps, yes, you need patience, but just stand in the way of the money. If money is flowing in one direction, just try to follow that. Now, if dollar is going down on a macro, say you just put in a monthly chart and you'll know what is happening. That doesn't look bullish for me in any sense. That's like, getting a huge breakout. You may have a retest. That's okay. But if you are breaking to the downside, that shows crypto market has a lot of upside. Whether it is the 2017 bull market for crypto or 2021 bull market for crypto, you had the exact same thing happening. Dollar was dropping. Now, is crypto reacting positively? This is a short-term chart for Bitcoin, showing you it has actually bounced off our first support, which we highlighted in the Patreon before we actually started this drop. But right now you're watching, okay, this pattern is still playing out. We are inside this broadening wedge. That is not a bad deal, but on a 4-hour chart, we are still testing the moving average. We want to see that moving average is being pierced by the price to the upside. That is going to be a bullish scenario. Now, when you come back on a daily, you can easily put the argument here. Watch this. You can actually say like, okay, watch this, guys. The price actually came back to the moving average couple of times and it bounced off. So you're actually asking that, okay, this is what's happening in front of us. Historically speaking, when you are moving to the upside in a trend, what happens in the price? When it pull back to the moving average, when it pull back to the moving average. Historically, now, yes, for sure, you have the 1, the 2, the 3, and then you get a dip, invalidating a lot of people, and then going the 1, the 2, the 3. Then again, going back below your second one. Great. So what are we watching here? So I'm like, okay, this is the 1, I agree. This is the 2, but where is the 3? We haven't yet got that 3. So I would be personally surprised to see there is a dip coming in Bitcoin like this at this point. I would personally be looking more towards this point, the 1, the 2, the 3, and something like this. Boom. I would be really happy to watch something like that. And that's not only on the wave structure terms, right? You can actually follow the price and say this is the previous support. So you are trying to extend that. You want to actually make sure you understand the support, the resistance, and you're playing it out clearly. So I'm like, okay, let's look at this. This was a previous support, great, that turned into a resistance. We broke through that range, we retested that, we got rejected. So since then, which is, 2022 October range, you're coming back up, getting rejected, coming back up, getting rejected. You broke higher, made that as a support and went for that micro wave 3 and then came back down, consolidating all this thing. Even after that bullish pattern, you went up to hit that and got rejected, came back down. So now you add a lot of space to the upside. That open room allowed the price to bounce off to test this one, and we are here. That's a huge news for bulls, which means you're looking at a trend line saying, okay, we may actually do another bounce, another rally, testing 40,000 before we have a big shakeout. So yes, there is going to be some shakeouts in the market. Now, if you go into the bull season, now the primary question which everyone asks is, do you think that kind of shakeouts will come inside a bull market while we are doing all this? We cannot neglect that. We have seen these. Now, if we say we don't understand there is going to be 20-30% drop in the market when we are still going up, that's being unfair with ourselves. That's one of the reasons why I say don't grasp onto that green candle. Because if you do and you end up here, boom, it comes back down, and if you're levered, you're done. Whereas if you're buying this after a dip, which I personally call buy the dip opportunity in the Patreon, we are going through a lot of them. We understand that, right? So when you see those, now you have an idea, okay, we already dropped. Now, for sure, you'll see this consolidation before you start moving up. That's okay, because you're buying here, you're selling at that divergence on a shorter horizon. Great, you made a good rally. If you're levered, that's exponential. Now, don't go 10, 20, 30x. That's going to be crazy. As the market do all these fluctuations, it will play with your emotions. You don't want that to happen in this market conditions. Great. Now, what's the other possibility here? We have a couple of them. We have a double bottom possibility. We have a range action where you're going to the upside, you're doing all the structure. Now you want to see whether we break to the upside or we do this and then break to the downside. We want to actually see that. Now, personally, I'd be surprised to see this pattern breaking to the downside. One of the primary factor is that the price action itself. let's actually look at each candles. Remember, we talked about something in XRP, something in Bitcoin all the way before. This is exactly the same. You had like, two candles to push to the upside, but now it's one, the two, the three. Now it's the fourth daily candle trying to push the price down and close there. Yes, sellers were able to push the price down to this range of 36,700, but they were not able to close it there. Buyers came back in, they pushed the price back up. So we are right now, if you go on say a weekly chart, you will see this a little bit more clearer. This is what's happening. The price is coming back down, but someone is pushing it back up. Someone is buying and pushing that back up. Now we want to see how long can this last. See, one of the easy way to think about this is the price is coming down, sellers want to push this down, but someone is pushing that back to the upside. Or look at the opposite one here. Price is trying to go to the upside, but someone big is coming back and pushing that to the downside. You got a corrective movement. That was okay. Once you get this, that's a signal. You want to go to the upside. If you're getting that a lot of different times, that's like, okay, you're trying to do that, but you're failing to go to that direction. Now, what is happening right here with that explanation? If you understand that correctly, we want to go to the downside. We're trying a lot to do the exact same thing. But buyers are coming in, they are pushing the price to the upside. So as a seller, you would say, okay, I'm failing here. What the hell is really happening? Should I take more risk? I think they may slow down on selling until we reach a bigger resistance points where the seller can double down. But not here. Now, take the same idea and we are looking at XRP, asking the question, okay, this is looking fine. We're not actually breaking through. We don't have a huge volume to push through the downside. We're now making this. We talked about this in yesterday's video. Understand this. Always follow the direction of money. If the money is going into crypto right now, you have to understand there is something happening in this market. There's a lot of opportunities evolving. And yes, it is true. It is 100% true that this level of patience gives you that ability to make money in the market. But if you're like, I also want this advantage to get this on the right time before these kind of pops actually comes into the market, right? We actually go through a lot of them. We actually went through like, these. I showed you guys this yesterday. Market is doing all this. You can get that if you are in the SI family. So if you are looking to join, look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below in YouTube. If you are in Twitter, that's on the bio. Now, before we conclude, if you haven't smashed that like button yet for me, I request you, please consider doing that. That supports the channel a lot. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.